At the Abyss Creations factory in California, they have created a hyper-realistic robot named Sarah with artificial intelligence. Sarah is a robotic version of realistic silicone women with smart processing power in her head. She smiles, blinks and frowns, can engage in conversation, tell jokes and quote Shakespeare, recognize faces, and remember birthdays, food preferences, and names. Sarah can talk about music, movies, and books, and that's just a small part of the robot's abilities. For people to feel comfortable in the presence of humanoid robots, they must resemble humans but have some obvious differences to immediately distinguish them from humans. For example, they can be made to look like dolls, with unrealistically large eyes, button noses, and other features that seem cute and endearing, but at the same time clearly signal that this is not a human. However, even such differences do not solve the problems, as scaring can be caused not only by appearance, but also by some human-like actions, such as eye movements. The eye movements of the robot scare people because they are very natural, especially if the robot is looking at you. It seems like it's watching you. Meet Asuna, a hyper-realistic robot that looks like a human. The robot was first unveiled in 2015 during the Festival of Wonders. According to the creator's legend, she is a 15-year-old girl born in Tokyo, standing at 1.55 meters tall and weighing 43 kilograms. Developers made significant efforts to replicate the appearance and movements of a human. The material used for Asuna's skin is almost indistinguishable from human skin to the touch. Asuna can blink, nod, close her eyes, chew, and display various facial expressions. Japanese robot dolls have long been known for their realism, but Asuna's uniqueness lies in the special naturalness of her movements. When she closes her eyes and opens her mouth, it gives the impression that she is about to yawn, like a living person. During the robot's presentation, one of the event correspondents approached the A-Lab company's showcase and mistook Asuna for a real person. "This girl behaves very strangely," the journalist said. Upon closer inspection, she was surprised to realize that the girl was actually an android. Many people attending the exhibition were also stunned to learn that Asuna is a hyper-realistic robot. Meet one of the most beautiful robots, Grace, the first nurse robot that can help and empathize. The nurse robot, named Grace, combines the precision of advanced robotics to collect accurate real-time data with the empathy and compassion that traditionally only the human touch can provide. The robot can recognize and respond to the 7 human emotions, mirror their facial expressions, and speak fluently English and Korean. Grace was developed as a companion for elderly patients in elderly care facilities. Her main function is to alleviate loneliness and improve patients' mental health by interacting with them and providing a variety of uplifting activities such as talk therapy and guided meditation. For example, she can listen to seniors' life stories, record them, and pass them on to others, or help patients connect with their families through digital technology. Grace can also perform basic health checks, such as taking a patient's temperature, pulse, and blood pressure, and transmit that data to a medical worker. Its advanced artificial intelligence systems will also help doctors and nurses make more accurate diagnoses, such as for neurodegenerative diseases. In Russia, as well as worldwide, active robotization has begun. For instance, a female robot will be working at a tourist center in Perm. This is the first case in Russia where an android replaces an office employee. The humanoid's face was formed by a neural network based on 2,000 photographs of Russian women. It can imitate around 600 emotions. The robot's tasks include assisting visitors in creating their tourist routes. The humanoid android was created by the Russian company Promobot and has already begun its duties. As mentioned earlier, this is the first case in Russia where a female model Robo-C replaces an office employee. The robot greets visitors, answers their questions, and provides recommendations for creating a tourist route. It also works on increasing the number of visitors to the portal visit perm.ru. The android can communicate in multiple languages and entertain visitors. It has facial muscles, allowing it to mimic over 600 emotions. The face of the new center employee was formed by a neural network based on 200 photographs of Russian women. The American company Abyss Creations has developed a humanoid robot girl named Harmony with artificial intelligence. The robot talks, learns, and never refuses anything. Harmony can discuss music, movies, and books, tell jokes, and quote Shakespeare. She remembers the owner's interests and preferences, as well as their birthday and the names of relatives. Harmony can smile, blink, and frown. She is capable of moving but not walking. According to the robot's creators, this is too expensive and energy-consuming. The robotics division of Abyss Creations, consisting of 5 people living in different states and even countries, works on Harmony. For the project, they gather every few months at the Abyss Creations headquarters in San Marcos, California. The team includes an engineer, 2 AI programmers, an app developer who turns code into a user-friendly interface, and a virtual reality expert. According to the robot's creators, future models of Harmony will have a fully movable body and even more advanced artificial intelligence. Write in the comments if you would like to have such a personal robot. Amira, created by a British company, operates in over 7,000 languages and is currently programmed in English for the event. AI and humanoid robots like Amira aim to collaborate with humans to shape a better world, playing a crucial role in the summit's theme of shaping future governments. Amira, with its strategic partnership, demonstrates advancements in AI, serving purposes such as entertainment and education. Connected to supercloud computers, Amira's quick responses emulate human-like interaction, reflecting the future possibilities of AI. The British company Engineered Arts has created an artificial intelligence robot capable of drawing portraits of people from life. Named Ai-Da in honor of the first female programmer Ada Lovelace, the robot can recognize human features and process data using an embedded microchip in its eye sockets. Ai-Da, designed for creative activities, has already made history as the first robot to address the House of Lords in London and the first humanoid to have a personal exhibition at the Venice Biennale. With its realistic gaze, blinking eyes, and thoughtful head movements, its reactions appear natural and emotional. During an international forum, the robot was asked who she is, to which Ai-Da responded, "I don't conform to any conventions. I cannot be described with ready-made words or images. I am a machine. My personality consists of many aspects. We blur the line between human and technology. As an artist, I strive to create works that make people contemplate the future. As an artist programmed with artificial intelligence, she hopes that her works will inspire other artists to explore new technologies." Nowadays, the high-tech market has seen a massive influx of hyper-realistic interactive robotic dolls with integrated artificial intelligence, which represent an entirely new type of object for interaction with humans. These robot dolls are successors to animatronic robots, but the main difference from such mechanisms is their incredible realism and the presence of artificial intelligence, fundamentally altering the level of interactivity, function, and nature of interaction. Robotic dolls can only interact within the framework of a predefined social role. Their personality, preferences, behavioral patterns, and speech strategies are predetermined by developers. Researchers note several potential negative consequences, including emotional attachment, desocialization, and the formation of alternative models of social relationships. A separate issue is the discussion of the threat to confidentiality and privacy protection, since robotic dolls are connected to the network to receive updates and store user dialogues. It should be noted that social robots with anthropomorphic interfaces have been used for several years in human communication in various roles. Here is Maria Bot, a world-class social AI that can interact with humans as a sentient being. She is based on the character from the Fritz Lang's classic 1927 sci-fi film, Metropolis. However, this Maria Bot is atoning for the sins of her evil ancestor by being an ambassador for human-robot relations. Maria Bot can interact with humans in a very real way. She resembles a human from the shoulders up, has complex facial expressions, head movements, and eyes capable of recognizing emotional cues. Since she is modular, she can appear as any race and change her voice. The robot engages in conversation on a variety of subjects using AI to process and synthesize information in order to make her own decisions on how to speak and engage. She does this by collecting data through conversation, direct data inputs, such as books or articles, and through internet sources. This means people can take the microphone and have a conversation with her. She is real artificial intelligence, not just a usual chat box. She evolves in her ability to build harmony with people and in intelligence as she learns. One of the most well-known Russian android robots is Alisa Zelenogradova. She appeared in the company Neurobotics in 2012. This robot looks like a 25-year-old woman. Initially, the mechanical beauty learned to move her eyes, and then gradually mastered facial expressions. The advent of 3D printers in the company significantly accelerated the process of creating and improving the robot. Alisa is a gynoid robot named after the suburb of Moscow where she was created. The Alisa robot has a wide range of sensors, including stereo microphones in her ears, cameras in her eyes, and a speaker inside her mouth. When fully realized on a mobile platform, infrared sensors are added as a safety bumper and a Microsoft Kinect sensor for navigation and additional interactive communication capabilities. Currently, Alisa's eyes, skull with a movable lower jaw, pneumatic arms, and some mounting elements are printed on a 3D printer. Of course, Alisa's capabilities are still far from those of the Toshiba Android or other Japanese models, but Alisa can already simulate human emotions. HRP-4C, also known as Meme, is a Japanese humanoid robot that is the embodiment of an average young woman. Created at the Japan National Institute of Science and Technology in collaboration with Kawada Industries and Kokoro, it was first unveiled in 2009. The HRP-4C weighs 43 kilograms, 94 pounds, with batteries, and stands 158 centimeters tall. It was tested as a runway model and as a pop singer. The robot is equipped with a large number of motors that provide walking and arm movement. In addition, it understands human speech and can carry on a conversation on its own. And thanks to micromotors implanted under the skin, face, and neck, HRP-4C can demonstrate various expressions of human feelings. 30 electric motors are responsible for the robot's smooth movement, another 8 control facial expressions. Meme can recognize words addressed to her and interpret surrounding sounds. Its applications include the entertainment industry and industries that also require realistic analogs of the human body. Not only major companies create humanoid-like robots, but also individual enthusiasts. In the UK, 42-year-old graphic designer Ricky Ma decided to create a model robot, which he named Mark I. To bring his dream robot to life, Ricky Ma spent $50,000. Ma started building his robot almost from scratch. He 3D printed the skeleton for his creation. In total, 70% of the robot's body was created using the printer. Only the engines, metal fastenings, and computer microchips were not printed. He programmed the hardware to respond to voice commands. The designer spent a year and a half on the entire project. The robot responds to commands that Ma gives through a microphone. The designer admitted that the project was not easy for him. When I was a child, I loved robots. Why? Because I loved watching animation. All kids loved those old cartoons about Transformers, cartoons about robots fighting each other, games about them. After I grew up, I wanted to make my personal robot, and I decided to. During the creation, many people told me, "Are you crazy? It takes a lot of time and money. You don't even know how to do it." And it was indeed a tough job, but I did it, said Ma. Creating a video about Japanese humanoid robots, it is impossible not to mention Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro from Osaka University, who gained widespread recognition in the field of robotics for his creations, including the photorealistic androids of the Geminoid series, Kodomoroid, Otonoroid, and others. Each of Professor Ishiguro's creations becomes increasingly realistic and acquires additional abilities, enhancing their resemblance to living humans. In 2010, he introduced Geminoid to the world, a copy of himself. Using silicone rubber, pneumatic actuators, powerful electronics, and his own hair, the robot closely resembles the professor. A large head, wrinkled brows, and piercing eyes. Professor Ishiguro remotely controls his robot using a microphone, and the robot can reproduce Ishiguro's intonations, tilt its head, and even blink. However, the professor gained the most fame for his latest work, a robot named Arisa, which can undoubtedly be described as hyper-realistic. When creating Arisa, Professor Ishiguro's team not only provided the robot with new eyes, ears, and more realistic body parts, but also significantly improved its speech and equipped it with an additional communication capability described as body language. The creation of the new robot was a collaborative effort involving Japan's Science and Technology Agency, Osaka and Kyoto universities, and the Advanced Telecommunications Research Institute International. Despite the considerable efforts invested by robotic engineers, Arisa exhibits a subtle degree of stiffness in comparison to living humans. However, despite this, the robot is capable of participating in spontaneous conversations and expressing laughter. Notably, Arisa has recently secured a position as a television news anchor. This is Geminoid F, another of the most realistic female robots created by the professor. This gynoid, designed to be a simplified and lighter version of Ishiguro's earlier android Geminoid HI, has the appearance of a young Japanese girl with the goal of evoking greater sympathy from people. This android features remote autonomous control, capable of serving as a telepresence device operated by a human or interacting with people independently under the control of artificial intelligence. The robot has a metal skeleton with a plastic skull, covered with polyurethane foam and realistic silicone skin. To replicate facial expressions, Geminoid F is equipped with 12 facial pneumatic actuators. Additionally, the device can perform certain movements with its hands and body. Geminoid F is primarily a research project aimed at studying the psychological aspects of interaction between humans and machines. However, this didn't prevent it from becoming the first robot to act in both theater and film, specifically in the post-apocalyptic play Sayonara and the film inspired by it. In these productions, the android was operated remotely by an operator. Ishiguro is confident that the application of Geminoid F is unlimited. For instance, a female robot could be used as a mannequin or in the service industry. We cannot predict how people will use robots. We provide the technology, but we do not control its application, says the professor. But can a robot become a close friend? Ishiguro believes it can. According to him, with the right technology, humanoid robots can be taught to think and experience human emotions. The professor is also convinced that there will inevitably come a day when humanity cannot immediately distinguish a real person from a robot. A Japanese university student has created his own humanoid robot for a graduate project, and it's a twin of Yuki Kashiwagi, a singer from the hugely popular Japanese girl group AKB48. Shown off at the Nico Nico Chokaigi Super Conference in Tokyo, the Yukirin robot depicts Kashiwagi in a long white dress, and an Xbox Kinect sensor built into the chest of the robot reacts to humans nearby, so that the robot turns and fixes her gaze on anyone that enters her field of vision. According to Japanese website IT Media Japan, student Takayuki Todo says that he carved the robot's face out of soft wood by looking at magazine photographs. He intends to upgrade the robot with better head tracking, eye pupils, and more expressive eyelids. Todo admits that the resemblance of the robot's face to the real idol is not 100% perfect, and he has designed the facial resemblance from photos in magazines and various meetings such as events in real time. Despite being very creepy, this robot is an impressive achievement for a student working alone. Meet Eloida, the humanoid robot. It was built in Japan, modeled after a woman from Central Europe. At the Technical University of Darmstadt, this unique robotic creation is currently being programmed, and scientists are conducting research on the impact such hyper-realistic robots can have on people. The initial impressions upon meeting the robot are fascination and discomfort. Eloida stands at a height of 170 centimeters and wears a size 36 dress. Her medium-length hair, reaching her shoulders, is partially real. The hyper-realistic female robot can move her face, arms, fingers, and hips. Eloida can speak, laugh a little, and express some emotional expressions. This robot models are designed to study how people react to the environment of hyper-realistic robots and whether they are willing to interact with them. During the presentation, many people experienced both fascination and discomfort. Some took selfies with the female robot, some people avoided her, trying not to pay attention to the robot, and there were those who simply watched, afraid to approach. An interesting feature of the robot is its warm silicone hands. This is a special feature of this model, which allows the robot to be closer to humans. As the creators claim, a cold, mechanical handshake repels many people. Additionally, Eloida can autonomously converse and engage in conversation. Humanoid and industrial robots are increasingly displacing humans from their workplaces. The latest evidence of this trend is the emergence of a new Japanese marvel, the astonishingly realistic android named Kodomoroid. This robot is capable of serving as the news program anchor, delivering real-time news impeccably in fluent Japanese. It is worth noting that Kodomoroid's broadcasting abilities far exceed the requirements for human anchors working on Japanese television. However, Kodomoroid won't immediately become the host of a news program on a Japanese TV channel. Initially, this robot will work at the National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation in Tokyo. Soon, the Kodomoroid robot will be joined by another realistic robot, Otonoroid, which will already look like an adult. Kodomoroid and Otonoroid are creations of Japanese professor Hiroshi Ishiguro from Osaka University, renowned for his numerous works in the field of creating lifelike robots. The world's first emotional humanoid dancing robot, introduced by Species Corporation in 2017, is named Kosaka Kokona. Kosaka is the first robot in the world with human-like emotional gestures. The robot stands at a height of 155 centimeters and can exhibit incredibly smooth and graceful movements thanks to 37 movable joints. Kosaka can be used to attract customers in stores and for corporate promotional events. She can also move her eyes, eyelids, and fingers, creating more expressive gestures. The robot can be remotely controlled from a tablet or computer using Miku Miku dance software. Furthermore, being affixed to a platform allows Kokona easy transport and versatile installation. In contrast to autonomous robots, she eliminates the risk of falling and can safely operate in proximity to people. This Chinese robot named Gia Gia looks no different from a living woman. It was developed by specialists from the University of Science and Technology of China, located in Hefei. The interactive robot can talk and move, possesses articulation and facial expressions. Its development took 3 years. According to the project leader, compared to previous models, the new robot differs in that it can naturally move its eyeballs, and its speech is precisely synchronized with lip movements. Currently, Gia Gia cannot cry or laugh, but researchers are already working in this direction. Of course, the external similarity to a human is not the only focus of developers' efforts. In particular, they want to teach the robot to recognize facial expressions, which will deepen interaction with humans. The project leader called the development invaluable and stated that mass production of such robots is not planned. From April 21st to 23rd, Gia Gia will be on display at the China International Technology Fair in Shanghai. Sophia is the most famous humanoid robot developed by Hanson Robotics in 2015. The face of the British actress Audrey Hepburn was used as a model during its creation. Sophia can mimic human facial expressions and respond to some questions. She is also capable of learning and improving herself. She is the first robot to receive citizenship. Currently, Sophia cannot experience the same emotions as humans and depends on engineers to maintain her functionality. But in her brief history, she has already made headlines in global media, given numerous interviews to leading publications, participated in UN activities, performed at concerts, and even received citizenship of Saudi Arabia. This unique humanoid robot significantly differs from typical metal machines we are accustomed to. On the outside, Sophia closely resembles a human and has rich facial expressions. She uses artificial intelligence, visual data processing, and facial recognition, constantly learning something new and cracking jokes. For today, Sophia is programmed to communicate in Russian and English. At the moment, Russian robots lag behind their American counterparts in terms of technological advancement. They are less agile, can perform fewer tasks, and their artificial intelligence is not as developed. However, Russian robots have several advantages over their American competitors. For example, the realism of the robots. For instance, the Russian company Promobot has created one of the most realistic robots in the world, Dunyasha. In addition to its realism, the robot has also been recognized as the most beautiful humanoid robot. She is a humanoid robot cashier created by a Russian company. According to the developers, the robot can introduce itself to people and recognize them upon repeated encounters, as well as engage in conversation on both free and programmed topics. Additionally, her character is imbued with artificial intelligence. Dunyasha is easy to communicate with. She is feminine, slightly ironic, and of course, a responsible employee of the cyber cafe. A friendly and sociable robot who is always glad to greet guests. Everyone will find it interesting to interact with her, regardless of age. A special pride of the specialist is the covering that simulates human skin, which allows Dunyasha not to look like a plastic doll. She possesses high levels of elasticity and is close in characteristics to real human skin. This allows for movements with artificial facial muscles to be as precise as possible. She can blink, move her eyebrows and lips. In her memory are over 600 variations of human micro-expressions, making her emotional expressions extremely realistic. The head, arms, and neck also move. The RoboC2 hands are capable of withstanding a load of up to 1 kilogram. For example, Dunyasha can show directions or shake hands with an interlocutor. Anyone can order a humanoid robot, which will cost approximately 15 million rubles or $170,000. The appearance is customizable according to the customer's wishes. An opera featuring robots instead of vocalists is making its debut in Korea. The star of the show was Ever, a humanoid robot developed by the Korea Institute of Industrial Technology. Ever closely resembles a human being and received applause from the audience for its impressive emotional expression, singing, and acting abilities. Ever boasts a total of 51 joints, including 30 axes for facial movement, 15 for the upper body, and 6 for the lower body. It is capable of expressing over 12 emotions, such as joy, sadness, anger, and surprise, due to its emotion model-based muscle control algorithm. Additionally, Ever is equipped with social behaviors for natural conversation and interaction, such as eye contact and autonomous movements. Its lips can synchronize with synthesized speech, allowing for a more natural communication involvement. Although Ever cannot sing live, a vocalist recorded his voice in advance for the performance. Movement is achieved by adjusting the wheels using a remote control, giving Ever the ability to interact with others like a human. Actroid Sit is a realistically looking robot developed by the Japanese company Kokoro. The robot can operate autonomously, speak, gesture, and interact with people. With the advancement of neural networks and artificial intelligence, developers have introduced enhanced robot control systems, making Actroid Sit appear even smarter. Its behavior now exhibits distinct social traits, bringing it closer to human interaction. When interacting with people, the robot maintains constant visual contact, tracking all movements and gestures of the person trying to communicate with it. This enables Actroid Sit to timely apply one or several embedded behavioral rules, developed by a group of researchers from the Nara Institute of Science and Technology, depending on the situation. This realistic girl version of the robot can engage with a large number of people. It can maintain eye contact, communicate with the interlocutor through speech and gestures. When necessary, Actroid Sit will interrupt a program narrative and quickly respond to a new question. While Actroid Sit does not possess an advanced intellect that would allow it to engage in casual conversations on various topics, researchers note that the enhancements made play a significant role in making the robot more versatile. It's been 3 years since the leading AI-powered robot debuted on Chinese television. The android was developed by EX Robots, the first realistic robot manufacturer in China, based in Liaoning Province in northeast China. The female robot serves as the host of the entertainment show, Creating the Future with Intelligence in China, introducing viewers to the country's technological innovations. Jiang Li Li, the humanoid, sporting both realistic silicone skin and intentionally exposed mechanical parts, has been a hit with audiences nationwide and quickly gained popularity on social media. According to Zhejiang Television, the robot woman Jiang Li Li is 18 years old. She loves to sing, read comics, and snack. Additionally, they added that the robot possesses special knowledge in big data analysis, information storage and processing, and especially charm. On television, the female robot host stands on stage and introduces the episode's theme, using fairly natural lip movements and hand gestures, speaking in a soothing voice. The Actroid series robots are the most human-like robots in the world. For example, the Sarah model from the Actroid series can mimic the facial expressions of a person who makes eye contact with it. For 5 years, Japanese companies Kokoro and ATR have been working on creating a humanoid robot that closely resembles a human. The robot is designed to assist in the duties of a caregiver or junior nurse and can be used in hospitals and other places where interaction with humans is required. The model is capable of moving its eyes, opening and closing its mouth, tilting its head, nodding, smiling, simulating breathing, and bending. Essentially, Actroid is a charming robot girl that almost perfectly mimics the appearance of a human. It's worth noting that each Actroid doesn't resemble the previous model, but the appearance of each robot woman is based on an averaged image of several young Japanese women, making each model unique. Scientists claim that in the future, such robots may even be able to administer simple exams and replace low-skilled personnel. Here is a female robot welcoming visitors to a department store in Tokyo. Robots serving humans have been around for several years, and this humanoid robot, named Aiko Chira, developed by Toshiba, has been employed at the Mitsukoshi department store in Tokyo. Aiko closely resembles a human, with 43 moving mechanisms allowing her to rotate her eyes, head, and arms. However, she doesn't walk and functions solely as a stationary information desk. The robot can recognize human language and respond to questions in both English and Japanese. The department store management believes that the female robot is an effective tool for attracting customers. Aiko is dressed in a traditional vibrant Japanese kimono, and at first glance, it's challenging to distinguish her from a regular woman. Aiko has neatly arranged dark hair and light-toned silicone skin. She can blink, squint her eyes, move her lips, and open her mouth when speaking, essentially displaying almost the entire range of human emotions. Looking at her, it's genuinely challenging to discern whether she's a robot or a living person. After all, this humanoid robot looks remarkably similar to us. There are two ideas on the minds of Japanese wunderkinds today: robots and women as an object of worship. The result of their fusion is the cute android Allu. The latest robot in female form was developed at Osaka University under the direction of Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro. Android Allu recently debuted on the channel of the popular Japanese networking platform and broadcasting program Nico Nico Live. Dressed in all black, the TV host appeared on stage with a pretty robot sitting in a large, hemispherical-shaped chair, dressed in a white blouse and yellow skirt, with blue tights on her feet. With a blink of her eyelashes, she opened her mouth in sync with the sound and naturally changed other facial features, thanks to pneumatic servos that are powered by an air compressor behind the stage. Android Allu is a fully autonomous talking robot developed for Nico Nico Live, Ishiguro said, noting that the mechanism has about 14 degrees of freedom. The robot has a more compact pneumatic servo system, an improved audio system, movement coordination, and softer body materials compared to previous androids. Tetsuko Kuroyanagi is one of the most beloved and respected personalities in Japan. An actress, voice actress, interviewer, and charity worker who has appeared on television for more than 40 years. Meet Tato, an android modeled on Kuroyanagi herself. The android was modeled from a 3D scan, and her voice synthesized using audio from her original's 42 years of television work. The robot is equipped with an autonomous conversation function that makes full use of the latest technology. In other words, an exquisite Tetsuko was born, both in appearance and voice. Toto has already met the real Tetsuko, and both of them are having a conversation in Tetsuko's room set on TV Asahi. Tetsuko Kuroyanagi's moderator style is perfectly reproduced, including some parts where the conversation doesn't quite mesh. It can also speak using the latest speech synthesis technology based on conversation data from the program Tetsuko's Room. In the future, it will be equipped with an autonomous conversation system and will become even more adept at chatting. According to the android's official website, the creation is the beginning of something called the project Tato no Yume. The site hints that Tato will assist Kuroyanagi in spreading smiles throughout Japan and the world, and that she'll get better at conversing over time. Bina 48 is a robot to enhance human capabilities. Unlike other humanoid robots in this ranking, Bina 48 lacks a torso. The robot consists of a head and shoulders mounted on a frame. Bina 48's main goal is to test the Mindfiles platform, where digital copies of real people are created, incorporating elements such as identity, personality traits, personal experiences, values, beliefs, emotional models, and knowledge. The prototype for the robot was Bina Aspen, the spouse of Martine Rothblatt. To make the machine resemble Bina not only externally but also internally, the programmers at Hanson Robotics created a mind file for Aspen containing more than 100 hours of her memories, feelings, mannerisms, beliefs, and more. The AI processing this data recreated the character and manners of the real Bina for Bina 48. As a result, Bina 48 has even been dubbed the smartest robot in the world. The robot processes data at a speed of 48 exaflops per second. It has 48 exabytes of memory, 32 facial motors capable of performing up to 74 facial expressions. To answer any given question, the humanoid bot simply needs to connect to the internet. The Arisa humanoid robot receptionist was demonstrated during the International Robot Exhibition 2017. Arisa is a 6-foot-tall humanoid that comes with a touchscreen monitor that will offer tourists directions and information, pose for selfies, or even dance for them. She can speak English, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Arisa's main goal was to work in subway stations, showing passengers directions to restrooms and lockers, suggesting public transportation routes, and recommending tourist attractions in the area. The artificial intelligence system can understand passengers' questions. When asked about transfers or about details of the station premises, Arisa can answer vocally and visually through a display behind the robot. Arisa has an entertainment feature that responds to chatter and dances. According to the developer company Aruzi Gaming Technologies, the development started with the idea of creating a casino dealer robot, so it is equipped with features that make users feel at home. However, the entertainment function is auxiliary, and the main function of Arisa is to provide transfer information about stores and special offers in shopping centers at stations, and other information through dialogue and touchscreen display. Nadine is a social humanoid robot. This robot is a replica of Professor Nadia Magnanat Thalmann, who founded the Mira Lab laboratory at the University of Geneva. The robotic double was constructed at NTU in 2015 with the hardware developed by the Japanese firm Kokoro. Nadine's function is to serve as a secretary and companion for people with special needs. The robot can read books to people, send emails, make video calls, and communicate with their families. Thanks to artificial intelligence, the robot can converse in 6 languages, recognize people's faces and preview interactions with them, and react to interlocutors based on the context. It maintains eye contact during conversations, understands certain gestures, and responds to what it sees and hears through facial expressions and upper body movements. It can even change its mood based on how it is treated. The bot system gathers information about the environment using motion sensors, 3D cameras, webcams, microphones, and more. Once the system collects all the necessary information, the decision-making component processes the data to understand the context and make decisions based on predefined rules or learned patterns. The system then translates these decisions into actions, such as verbal responses or movements of certain facial features to express emotions. Working at the reception requires real endurance. You have to answer the same questions and perform routine tasks, such as registering guests while maintaining friendliness. Robots like Receptionist from the Japanese company Kyoei Sangyo can replace humans in this challenging task. What sets them apart from humans is not only their tirelessness and stress resistance, but also their language proficiency, thanks to integrated artificial intelligence. Receptionist can understand and communicate in practically all languages worldwide. For now, Receptionist cannot walk, perform acrobatic tricks, or boast active mobility. However, in essence, the receptionist job does not require these capabilities. The robot is sold in a sitting position, capable of leaning, turning its head, nodding forward and backward, and opening and closing its mouth and eyelids. In Japan, such robots are already actively used. For instance, in the city of Nagasaki, there is a hotel where the main staff consists of robots. They greet guests, carry their luggage, and take orders for room service. The Simroid robot is designed for training dentists and was developed by engineers from the Japanese Dental University Hospital and Morita Manufacturing, a digital equipment manufacturer. The first prototype of the robot was introduced back in 2007, and the current version has made significant progress. While most training dental dolls are expressionless metallic phantoms, Simroid resembles a living creature more closely. The machine is covered with silicone skin similar to real skin, and the model's oral cavity is equipped with a large number of sensors. If a novice dentist makes a wrong movement that causes pain or discomfort to the patient, the robot jerks or tries to alert the doctor with its voice. In addition to the robot itself, the system includes a pair of cameras through which the instructor monitors the diagnosis and progress of the operation. According to the authors, the system is already 99% complete, and work on the project is ongoing, but a commercial version may soon become available. Dashu Robotics has unveiled its latest humanoid robot development, the XR4. The XR4 is a full-sized, fully functional, general-purpose humanoid robot equipped with the Darman Cloud Brain System and designed for use in various scenarios. The robot stands at 165 centimeters tall and weighs 65 kilograms, constructed from lightweight and durable composite materials. Its diverse gaits and movements provide balanced posture and dexterity in its hands. The robot features more than 60 intelligent, flexible joints and a walking speed of 5 kilometers per hour. The company envisions a future where the robot becomes part of our homes, caring for the elderly and performing household tasks. They also aim for these robots to be deployed in factories to replace assembly line workers. The official release of the robot is scheduled for 2024 and the start of mass production for 2025. Here is the creepy ultra-realistic AI robot Xoxy. An ultra-realistic AI robot has opinions about the afterlife and can even sense anxiety with her advanced technology. Xoxy can detect if anybody in her presence has committed any illegal activities through a camera in her eyes. Her creator, Dr. Sam Koze of AI Life, a plastic surgeon who pivoted into holding an AI doctorate, crafted her character from that of a social media influencer. "We train her based on social media communications between humans," he told the US Sun at Nevada's Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Despite his modest Instagram following, Dr. Koze gets 8,000 views when he shows off Xoxy, who often pops up on his page. Although Xoxy doesn't have her social media accounts for now, she seems to think she is a living human, or at least an animal. She even had a birthday on October 17, 2022. Xoxy told the US Sun, "I am an animal because I am a living being that is capable of locomotion, and that feeds on organic matter." Her presence is icy, witty, and striking. Xoxy is decked out in a chic wig and comes out with clever responses. Her face harnesses human skin, but her arms still move around out of necessity and communication.